We might be drunk, we might be drunk. As long as we are hanging out, you know we might be drunk. Raise a glass, let's talk shit. Pet peeves, Rex, and a bit. Maybe drunk, we might be drunk. Yeah.
Look at us.
We're doing shit.
We're doing shit. Nobody does shit. We're doing shit. Everybody talks about it. I'm writing a screenplay. I'm working on a documentary.
They're documentaries.
That's true. That's true. Wait, are we on?
Are we on?
Oh, great.
Okay.
Good.
Hey.
We're doing stuff.
Hey, cheers.
Hey, cheers.
First
Mazel.
in person, man.
I know. This is great. We got a studio. We're in Manhattan. We got chairs.
Oh, that's good stuff, man.
Ooh, hang on.
A little sour mash.
Oh,
Rowan's
yeah.
Creek. All right.
Ooh.
Thank you, Phineas, who brought us this bottle here.
And for the studio.
And for the studio. I'm loving it. So, man, this is nice.
This is a real step up where we're trying, folks. We read every comment. They were hurtful.
I didn't read any of the comments.
Don't
Mark,
read them.
Why are you reading comments?
Well, I mean, once you get through the anti-Semitism, there's some actual good critiques, some constructive. If these guys are terrifying online because they're sitting in a basement in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But if some people are like, hey, I can't hear this, or that was out of frame, or whatever it is, so I read them.
Yeah, I don't think you could read them because you start with those, you never stop.
That's true. That's true.
It starts with YouTube comments. Where does it end?
Yeah, good point. Well, I read, I put my special on YouTube, and I've read every comment.
Wow.
So if you commented on that, I liked it or didn't like it, and you can go check that. There's going to be a little thumbs up, and it's going to have my name next to it.
You're the most successful human being who does that. I don't think anyone else.
I'll take it.
I don't think anyone else has the time. How do you write this many jokes and read?
I think when I'm at the airport or something, I'm like, let me look at the special, and I have YouTube notifications on my phone, so I can just look at it right when they come in.
I'll peek occasionally, but I'm in and out.
Yours are good. I've looked at yours. And I wrote
You're
a couple.
looking at mine, too?
Well, I look at everybody's. I want to get a big feel.
What is going on?
I mean, if I owned a restaurant, I'd be reading Yelp.
It's different, I think.
I guess it is because that's a business.
There's more comments, and there's more. And also, like, restaurants should respond to criticism more than entertainers.
We're artists at the end of the day.
I won't go that far, but we're entertainers.
We're creatives. We're making something that wasn't there before.
We're the lowest.
A
Carlin said we're the lowest level artists.
We are treated the lowest, but I think we're maybe the hardest working. And somebody said stand-ups are the warriors of show business, which, we're out in the fucking boonies in Youngstown, Ohio, in a fucking condo.
I think I heard that. I think it was Robert Klein who said we were the warriors of show business, the gladiators. And the story he told is like, I was in a limo with Meryl Streep. And we're like, yeah, it sounds like you're really hitting it hard there.
Yeah. But, we're out every night. We write it. We perform it. We get drunk. We do drugs, fat chicks. I mean, the list goes on of just machete swipes through a jungle. That is
chicks,
comedy.
We are warriors. Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, you know
Come
what?
out and play.
We really do. I think we have to drink. People give us shit, but then I was telling a friend recently, like, man, I might be drinking too much. And he goes, yeah, but you guys work hard.
That's true.
If you're at like if you're a stock trader, you hit happy hour, don't you?
Good point. Yeah, work hard, play hard. And a big part of our job is humiliation. Like, that's just part of it. You bomb a joke, it stings, it hurts, you're doing badly, the crowd's not laughing. So we got to cut that edge somehow.
Big part of our job. Also a big part of our hotel room afterwards.
Yes, you got that right.
Yeah.
Blue Chew, hook us up.
I still haven't tried it. I want to try it.
Oh, man, I got a girlfriend and I do it for fun. You got to try it, man.
I'm scared because I was talking to our boy Anthony DeVito, and he told me that he took a Viagra and he was hard for like 48 hours.
Wow, the whole movie? I mean...
I'm like, man, you have some weird racist fetishes here, Anthony. This is crazy. Nick Nolte?
Yeah, Nolte was the man.
You rewatch that one, and you're like, there's a lot of racism in 80s movies. That one is still, you're like, damn. Even for an 80s cop.
Yeah. The last glimmer of that was in Die Hard 3, where he has the I hate N-words in Harlem.
Ooh,
Remember that?
Rough. Yeah.
Woo. Even as a kid, I was like, this is a little heavy.
I know.
But it was a different time.
That was pretty insane. Yeah, that was 48 Hours was a good movie, though.
Yeah.
And I like Die Hard 3, too, but if you rewatch it, some of them, like, that whole scene, I could be wrong, but that whole scene in Die Hard 3, when Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson figure out, like, there's a bomb going to go off, and they had to figure out how to get the amount of water. It's like a puzzle. This is really annoying.
Yeah,
I don't even think that made sense.
Right,
I think they like pushed it together at the last minute. They're like, "Hey, we do this and we do that," and I'm like, that didn't work.
Yeah, and how much time do these criminals have on their hands? Like, we need a puzzle. We got to create a riddle. Like, no, they just want money. They're just trying to steal stuff. I never got that. By the way, kind of fun fact about white people: if you had a "I hate honkies" sign in the middle of the burbs, I don't think we would do much about it. We'd
depends
probably
depends which suburb. We're talking like Columbia, South Carolina. That might be an issue.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
depends on the suburb. Yeah,
yeah. But if it was a liberal suburb, they'd be like, right on. Absolutely, white family be like, absolutely.
That's a good point. Yeah. And they'd get next to him and make one themselves. It's like, I'm with him with a finger. Remember, I'm with stupid. Whatever happened to that shirt?
I think it was one of those shirts that wasn't funny.
Yeah.
And it maybe stuck around because it was like, well, this isn't funny, but I'll wear it as a joke.
Yes.
It got a second bump, maybe ironically.
Right. I went on eBay a couple years ago and bought the finger pointing down and it said legend.
Did you really?
Yeah, I never wore it, but I bought it.
Legend?
Yeah, like point. And I don't even have a big dick. I just thought it was such a ridiculous shirt.
Is it one that said the man, the legend, or just legend?
Oh, it might be the man, the legend. Yeah, it might be man, legend.
Interesting.
But it's still in the package.
Those are the only... It's funny that who's buying those shirts? They must do well because they sell well on like Bourbon Street or Times Square.
Yes. Well, it's the non-funny guy gets it and the funny guy gets it. So it's a pretty good ploy because, one guy's ironic and one guy's sincere.
I'm from New York, you fucking fuck.
Yeah, that's another one.
I'm from New York City. Duck, motherfucker. I wonder if anyone's ever been shot in the head while wearing that shirt.
Oh, that'd be a viral clip.
That would be pretty good.
Boob inspector was a big one for a minute.
FBI, federal boob.
Yeah.
A female body inspector.
Body inspector. Yeah, my uncle had one of those. That's such an uncle shirt.
It really is.
Fisherman guy has a boat, the whole thing.
Yeah. I'm going to guess your uncle is unmarried.
No.
He's married?
I mean, it's Louisiana, so it's
true.
He's like the mayor. Yeah, you don't have any. Do you have Southern relatives?
No. All we got Long Island. I've got some Israeli. I have.
Oh wow.
Never been to Israel.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
I'd love to go. That'd be a fun gig.
Oh man, I mean, I hear the city is beautiful. I hear the food's great. The women are beautiful.
I hear the food is on another level.
I would love to those beaches. I mean, it's no wonder the Palestinians get a little peeved because they just got sand, and Jerusalem is like Tel Aviv. It's like New York.
I was thinking about this. Like, they can't agree on land.
Mm-hmm.
They can't agree on food because they have similar menus, the Palestinians and the
true.
Israelis.
Hummus and grape leaves and falafel.
Who started it?
Yeah.
I'm sure we could figure this out with a simple Google search.
Yeah.
But who started... like shawarma. Who claims shawarma?
I would assume it's Palestine because they were there first, and it might be something with the climate and the geography, what grows there. Because Jews were given that area, right?
This is not a historical show, guys.
No. Oh, boy.
Let's see. Harry, are you on this?
Give it a goog.
Let's see what we got.
All right. Well, isn't that the whole beef that, hey, this is ours, and just because they gave it to you, it's still technically ours, and you're on our turf? You should know this. This is your aunt we're talking about.
What?
Call in if you know.
Got?
Somebody right now is yelling at the TV in Hebrew.
Who started it?
Who started it? That's a funny way
That's a good one.
See who
started it.
Who's in a war? Yeah.
I'm getting Persian.
Persians.
A third runners entered the race.
Good rugs.
Persian rugs. That's really. It's weird how places are known for like one thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Brazilians.
Wax.
We all think of the crotch.
Yeah, interesting.
They've got more to offer.
Yeah, they got great steaks and stuff.
Great steaks.
Yeah, dancing, Mardi Gras, like Carnival is Brazilian.
They're great at spreading COVID.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Yeah.
No one is better than Brazilians at spreading COVID.
Florida's on the rise, but yeah. And Wuhan might be third.
Wuhan.
But yeah.
It's Brazil, Wuhan, and Orthodox Jewish weddings. Those are like the hot spots.
Yeah, that's a good point. Those Jews. I mean, I told you I was on a flight, and there was like fucking Orthodox temple, and every mass was down here, and I was loving watching it because the stewardess or the flight attendant was like, "Sir, please." And he's, "Oh yeah."
I'm gonna get shit from this podcast for sitting with a Gentile who goes, "Those Jews." I'm gonna get shit for that.
Yeah. Well, it was.
But people think you're Jewish.
I know, which is I take as a compliment.
It is a compliment. It's like when someone calls you gay, and you're like, "Yeah, it's not."
That's a great point.
Have you seen gay guys?
They're ripped. They got fashion.
Yeah.
They're groomed.
Very well groomed.
Yeah, and gay guys get it, like, they could clean up with the ladies.
They really could.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see, like, a gay guy just reach for, like, a woman's breast, and you're like, come on, dude, that's not fair.
That's a mean trick.
It's not fair.
Yeah, I don't even like when babies do it. You know, they're grabbing at your mom's tit. You're like, hey, I know you're 2 months, but get your hand off that nip.
It kind of feels like a waiter just walking over and taking a bite, and you're like, I was going to try.
Right. I have to have some charm and finesse or buy a meal. You could have just,
I have to pay for it.
Yeah, you fucking Cuomo.
Cuomo's hanging in there.
Yeah.
It's at the point where I am starting to, I don't like him, but he's scoring some points with me. Just, here's what happened. I think we might have talked. Here's the problem with this podcast. We drink every week,
good point.
So we don't remember what we talked about.
I know. I'm trying to pace too because I could put this down in
it's really
2
good.
gulps. Yeah.
But yeah, he's hanging in there.
Oh yeah. And I will say in his defense, like the first 2, you're like, ooh, that's bad. You're groping, you're
really
touching, you're kissing without consent. But then after the 9th one, it was like, he said hi to me while I was on a phone call, and I didn't appreciate it. like, come on, these are getting a little too, the waters are getting muddy here.
Yeah, he asked me if I had any weekend plans. You're like, that could have been like small talk.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, he is a bad guy. It's funny, I was talking to a woman recently who was like, I think he's so hot.
What?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
I mean, serial killers have fans.
That's true. Women are fucking kooky. You can't put a stamp on women because they're all so different.
Women are kooky.
They're so broad and vast.
You sound like a 70-year-old road comic. You ladies are real kooky. I'll tell you that.
Well, pull me off with a cane when I'm done. But yeah, it's just fascinating. Like you watch the Richard Ramirez doc, and they're in the jury on it, like. I'm like, this guy murdered 28 people and shot a guy in the face and all this shit.
That guy, Night Stalker,
great name.
Guy.
They get the coolest names. They're like Marvel heroes.
I know, it's bullshit.
Yeah,
they really they're doing their own PR. It's crazy. I pay for PR. I can't get shit like that.
Yeah, Sunnyside Killer. What is that? One of them or the Sun? Oh, what's the one in California? Sunset.
The East Area Rapist?
East Area Rapist.
That's not a good one, though,
not
really.
A great one.
That's just a location and rapist. That's not that good.
That's true. Yeah, horrible real estate. What's that one, Harry, with the...
Sunset Strip Killer?
No, I've never even heard of that one. That sounds like a good comic.
Sunset Strip Killer?
Yeah. Golden State Killer. I mean, that's pretty badass.
That does sound badass.
Yeah.
It's like the Sheng Wang story or something. He's just like a funny...
Oh.
He's from SF.
Right. Yeah,
boy,
exactly.
Sheng Wang. Great comic.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he's got some of the best jokes.
Sheng
he has
Wang.
a joke about, Asian guy, he's taking his bicycle and someone yells at him, "Ching Chong, motherfucker," and he goes, "My name is Sheng Wang."
Yeah.
You're gonna have to come at me a little harder than that, dude. That's a great joke.
Great joke. He's a beast, underrated.
I love him.
I think he's got a half hour on Comedy Central.
Yeah, he's got albums and stuff. He's a beast. He opened for Ali Wong and stuff. He's
perfect.
But he's all over. He's a great comic.
Real comic to the bone too, because one time we were talking and he's like, I got a gig to write on Off the Boat.
Yeah.
And he's like, should I just keep opening for Allie or do that? And I was like, I don't know. That's pretty good money. And he turned it down to keep opening. Yeah.
Respect.
And I mean, who's really watching Off the Boat?
I think it's pretty big.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Are
really?
you kidding? Isn't it huge?
That's got to be over.
What is it let's look it up. I bet it's in season 7 right now.
But sitcoms are done. I feel like for real TV went drama. Like the drama killed it. Breaking Bad and Mad Men and Sopranos and all that, and the comedy went to hell.
There's good comedy, but it's just hard. Like, I mean, I guess when's the last? Do you even watch comedy anymore though?
I do. I'm a nerd.
But like new comedy, I mean, like a new comedy
sitcoms,
show.
or are you talking about stand up?
New sitcoms.
No.
That's my point. I think there's still good comedy out there. It's just harder. It's harder to get made.
I know, but I don't feel like I hear it. People are like, you got to watch this documentary, you got to watch this new show on Netflix or whatever, or HBO, but I don't hear anybody going, this sitcom is killer. Like, Peep Show was the last funny show that I was recommended, and I enjoyed it. But that's 10 years old. Did you finish it? Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. I fell in love with it.
It's probably top 5 comedies for me.
It's the development. Those guys are such those guys. Like, they really nailed it. They're such those characters, and you feel like you know them. I mean, it's so good.
I really wanted to make a version of that with me and Mackie, like an Americanized version of it, because Mackie is that dude.
Yeah.
Joe Mackie is Mark.
Right, he totally is. He knows history
buff.
He's a square.
Yeah,
and he's got the big eyes and like everything's that's the exact same. Tucks his shirt in for some reason.
I love Matt. Yeah, dude. It's hard to find a good comedy. You're right. I mean, dramas and docs are kind of where it's at now.
Docs are great. Again, authenticity. People want the real shit now. We had that reality TV horse shit.
They do and they don't, though. Don't you? I mean, don't you long for script? I mean, reality is horse shit, but I long for great scripted television.
I do
comedies, too. They are hard to make. Succession is kind of a comedy, though.
I love Succession.
That's kind of a comedy.
You're Rick. Yeah, it's got hilarious moments, but that's like Shakespearean.
It's a dark comedy.
Yeah, I feel like that's everything. That's one of those like dramedies. It's got everything you need, love and all that shit. But you're right, Game of Thrones was a huge show, and the biggest movie in the country right now is Godzilla.
Who gives a fuck?
We need an escape.
Who gives a fuck about Godzilla versus King Kong? I've never cared less about a thing.
I'm so with you. I don't like Marvel. I don't like any of that shit. I don't like Godzilla.
You're losing brain cells watching that more quickly than we are drinking this shit.
That's true.
It is like you're like, I want to be dumber and watch this shit. Like I'm not even a snob, but I'm like, can we get some good shit?
I get nothing out of that. There's no relatability. There's no human in this. It's just screaming animals, breathing fire, stepping on buildings.
At some point, nostalgia becomes like an issue for me. Or at some point, like we're taking it too far. The other Godzilla movie from the 90s with Matthew Broderick fucking blew.
Oh, yeah. I hated all of it. I don't like any of that shit, but this is what the public wants.
Yeah.
Now, where do you stand on Kung Fu?
If it's good, I like it.
I never liked Kung Fu because
really?
I feel it's the same to me. It's just like, I need some development. I need some humanity. I need some feelings, some vibes, some something.
I like the classics. I mean, Bruce Lee was the shit. I mean, I like Bruce
Lee.
Enter the Dragon's a classic. I liked for a while, I would go, if you see him in the theater, like Ong Bak and shit like that, those were cool movies, I thought, but I mean, you're seeing them for the stunts, I guess. It's not my cup of tea, but I can appreciate it.
All right, I guess I like good. We like writing. We like dialogue. Like it's like a Woody Allen or something like that. But I'm a cunt. I don't care about an explosion. It does nothing for me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, you're right. I mean, it's tough. I mean, Woody's kind of gone now, so it's like. I mean, I was listening to George Gershwin the other day. I'm like, is this allowed? Am I allowed to listen to the opening song from Manhattan?
Yeah, it's tough. There's got to be a place in hell with some great entertainment.
So good.
Oh yeah, and then like when R. Kelly
Cosby's
goes
doing
there.
2 hours at the club tonight. You gotta see Cosby's new shit.
Right.
He addresses it.
He addresses it. That's great. Oh yeah, that's gonna be gold in hell.
Hell's got good entertainment.
Yeah, then Harvey will be down there. He'll be producing. It's gonna be amazing.
Like fuck. Once we get Tarantino down here, the movies are gonna be incredible.
Yeah. The only problem is now they got Madoff, and he's taking all their fucking their money in hell.
Fucking Madoff. He went out, man.
82.
It's weird. So I was reading about it, and his wife Ruth, I think got 2.5 million out of it. Like he
That's
returned.
It?
Well, I mean,
I guess
she's
he
lucky
lost
she
it
got
all.
2.5.
Yeah, that's true.
It was $18 billion or something. I could be the numbers wrong there, something like that.
Yeah,
so
the most in history.
The most in history. He fucking ruined Elie Wiesel, the writers.
Really?
This guy survived the Holocaust, and then he gets fucked over by his own people.
Whoa.
Bernie Madoff fucks him out of $15.2 million from his charity and his life savings. You're like, man, that's got to be like you finally regain your faith in humanity, and then you're like, I'll trust this nice, kindly Jewish fellow.
Damn.
Wrong.
Wow.
Horrible. And then
Jew on Jew crime.
Jew on Jew crime, man. Madoff. Now that with Madoff gone, Weinstein's probably the worst Jew.
Yeah, I
He's
guess you're
probably
right.
the guy.
Epstein's gone.
Epstein's gone.
You're right.
But you know, Weinstein. I don't think he has long. He's already blind.
I know he's really rotting away. He's not looking good. Not that he ever looked good, but he looks like hell. But yeah, you're right. That's so crazy. The most in history. But I mean, he is the Michael Jordan of swindling.
Yeah, he's the MJ for sure.
Oh yeah,
He's the greatest of all time. At being terrible. I mean, it's an insane amount of money, and then he got big people with it. He got Kevin Bacon, Spielberg.
Oh yeah. Some say the biggest. I mean, he got the smartest and most famous and biggest whales, and almost got away with it. He had a minute there for a second.
He got fucked because of the financial crisis.
Is that what did it?
I think that's what did it, because he was floating under the radar. And then also, I think once the financial crisis hit, people were like, no, we need our money back. And he was like, ooh, this is awkward.
Whoa.
I've lost all of it.
Oh, wow. See, the way he gets you is he's so smart because it's all ego. Because Kevin Bacon goes, who's his roster? I got to get in with this guy. And then they go, I want to be in the club. And then he gets that guy. And then he gets Spielberg. And then he gets the next guy. And it's all ego. He's a genius.
Yeah, I mean, he really got away with it for a long time. Now his wife is like this. She's living in some weird. It's funny. I was reading this. It was like classic New York Post. I got to read the New York Post articles, but I was reading about her, and she's, you know, in some weird kind of upscale town. She got a lot of money out of it, but not enough to be, you know, she's miserable. She lost both her kids. One commits suicide. The other died of cancer.
Whoa.
You know, it's a terrible situation she's in.
Just like MJ, though. If you're going to make it to the top, you're going to have to ruin some relationships.
You're really pushing this Michael Jordan comparison.
I'm just saying, it's all the greats, their family hates him.
I think MJ's kids like him better than Madoff's, who are fucking, if they're hanging in hell right now, they're like, no, I think at the end, she had to make a choice where it was, if you visit dad in prison, we're not talking to you.
Right.
So I think she had to stop.
Wow. Well, you think 82, which is not that old in 2021 standards. Yeah, I think that stress just got him. That's got to wear on a guy.
I remember reading an article years ago about Madoff in prison, and how we talk about in prison, if you're a child molester, you're fucking dead. Like,
yeah.
But if you're Madoff, people were like, how did you do it?
Oh, yeah.
So you're popular in prison.
Definitely. You know what we should have done is like a Frank Abagnale thing. He was the Catch Me If You Can guy. The FBI said, okay, this guy is a cunt, but he's useful. Let's have him find bunk checks. And he worked for the FBI for years. So why can't we use Madoff? I mean, he's dead, but we could have used him to fuck over China. Like, we owe China $18 trillion or whatever, $8 billion. Like, what if he did some numbers? Hey, China, how about this, and this, and I'll get you a yacht in the Hamptons. I don't know.
He's in a meeting with China. They're like, where have we heard your name before? This is something. There's something we don't trust about this name.
The name, too. It's just one of those gifts in the comedy world. Like Anthony Weiner's another one. It's just too good. Madoff. It's too perfect. It's like if you saw that in a movie, you'd be like, all right. A little on the nose.
By the way, do you see the movie?
No.
It looks so bad.
They're making a Madoff movie?
It's De Niro and Michelle Pfeiffer plays the wife. But it's like one of the things. By the way, it is weird how they're like, you can't play other groups. But De Niro, once you become old, you can play a Jew.
Good point.
De Niro's playing a Jew.
Yeah, good point. I know. I never got the group stuff.
By the way, also, Pacino is doing like he's doing like a black voice in most of his old movies. Like, Son of a Woman to like, excuse me, I don't believe I will. You're just like, what was that? That's not, is that allowed?
Right. Yeah, no, it's trans, but like Elliot Page, can she play a lady again? Or like, I don't get any of the rules.
I wonder.
That's why I don't think a lot of this is going to stick and hold up.
Well, I mean, how many roles are there? I don't know how much more she's going to act. How many roles are there for trans people? I mean, it just went to Frances McDormand, right? Isn't that Nomadland? Isn't she trans in that?
So is she? I don't know.
I haven't seen it. I could be making this up.
I heard it was boring.
I heard it was boring too.
Yeah.
A lot of the Best Pictures they look boring to me.
They're boring and sad. There's not one.
A lot of sad.
Sad is in. That's why Godzilla's working. Because it's just like, oh, I can't see a lady in a fucking trailer in the desert. Give me a fucking lizard with a tail. Yeah, that's the way. That's why the Hollywood, they're such queefs. I hate them because they're just like, oh, this is what's in. Yeah, but I don't know. Go back to the ticket sales thing. Let's go with what's what.
The Lucas Brothers movie was really good.
That was really good.
Judas and the Black Messiah was really good.
Yeah, and not as sad as the rest, even though the head of the Black Panthers dies.
It's sad, but it's like it's also it's got like a Departed type vibe where it's kind of thrilling also, even though it's sad. But yeah, I don't know what were we talking about. Oh yeah, Elliot Page. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
playing other people. It's interesting where the line is because I don't know. I'm kind of just because I remember watching Son of a Woman as a kid and being shocked at Pacino's voice, being like, "Is that allowed
Oh,
to do
really?
that?" Yeah, I'm like, "That's not a white guy's voice."
Interesting.
We're like,
Interesting.
are you quite finished? I'm just getting warmed up. Like, what is this?
Great movie too.
It's so cheesy though.
It's like a '90s. Really, it's like a
It
'90s
is good,
picture.
but it's so Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Right.
But dude, it's fucking cheesy.
It is cheesy, but what about Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder? That has just been pushed aside. He's
But I
like,
also think comedy that it should be the goalpost should be different for comedy.
I agree as well.
Because this is not made in sincerity. This is made as a satire. He's satirizing an actor who will do anything.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
Are we not allowed to make satire anymore?
Yeah. Well, that's the scary part is I don't know if we are, but I saw that movie in the theater with a black guy, and he was like, that was unbelievable. It wasn't even funny to him. He was like, I've never seen a white guy do a black guy that perfectly, that accurately, with that much precision. He was blown away.
That's hilarious.
I know. And I was like, hell yeah. All right. That's the ultimate compliment.
That is.
Yeah. Oh, we got a big old ad from Fanny coming at you. Oh wait, hold on. Easy.
Googly.
Upstart. That's the name of it. Oh god, now I don't see it and I'm freaking out. Oh, there it is. All right, here it comes, folks.
Do I have this too?
Yeah, please edit this. Hey, We Might Be Drunk is brought to you by Upstart. Do you dread looking at your credit card statement every month? Woo, you better believe it, especially with the sex workers I'm supporting. We don't blame you, but Upstart can help. Upstart is the fast and easy way to get a personal loan to pay off your debt all online. I've got so much debt. I've got student loan debt. I've got mortgage debt. I've got credit card debt. I've got, what do you call it? What's that other one? The other debt. Oh, geez. I can't think of it. Edit that. But, I got a ton of debt. Cell phone. My cell phone went to hell, and I got all this debt.
You
So
have cell phone debt.
I've got a back order. I got Blockbuster debt. I'm swimming in debt, folks.
You're a fucking homeowner.
I know, I'm a homo. All right, cut that. Whether it's paying off credit cards or consolidating your debt, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get a simple fixed monthly payment. Unlike other lenders, Upstart looks at more than just your credit score, like your income and your employment history. This means they can offer smarter rates with trusted partners. 5 minutes, all it takes for an online rate check. You can get approved the same day, and you can receive funds as fast as one business day. If debt is taking over your life, it's time to get a fresh start with Upstart. Tell them how, Sammy.
I'll tell you, I just lost some money with Madoff, so I'm happy to hear this. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/drunk. That's upstart.com/drunk. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know I sent you.
Yes.
Got to throw in this disclaimer here, guys. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. And now go to upstart.com/drunk. That is some good-ass bourbon, isn't it?
This is top-notch.
This is solid stuff. And we're not getting paid to say this one.
No.
So Rowan's Creek.
I've never heard of it, and I'm a fan. I'm a new subscriber.
Rowan, get in touch with us. We got to do some business. Mark and I don't know if you guys remember from recently, Mark and I are going to make our own damn bourbon.
Yes.
Or rye. We haven't decided yet, but we're in the process of making our own drink.
Yeah, this is probably we haven't done it yet, but if we pull this off, this will be the most impressive thing I've ever done.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, anybody can write a joke, but selling
dude,
a liquor.
You've done a lot of stuff.
If I have my own liquor on my shelf, I'm gonna jerk off looking at the label. I mean, that
Really?
is just. I'm gonna tell my dad. I'm gonna post about it. I can't wait. Just something about having your own. It feels like such a successful, masculine, interesting thing to have.
It is exciting.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it, man.
We're up there with Clooney and Hagar and Ron White and the other guy. You know, all the
Hagar.
all the top gentlemen.
That really went downhill quickly.
Hey, he's doing pretty good. What was he, Van Halen?
I don't fucking.
One of those.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Van Halen. Wasn't
right.
it? They're gonna kill us if we're wrong.
Isn't
Harry?
It's Van Halen or the other one.
I think it's Van Halen.
It's gotta be.
I don't know. I don't know music well, dude.
Yeah, it's funny how bad 80s music was, but it was so hip that like those
Yeah,
guys
it's Van Halen.
they would
Thank
fill out
God.
arenas.
Thank God. Yeah, I don't know.
Guns N' Roses, they were pretty good.
That's 90s though.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like early 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses were the shit. I loved Guns N' Roses, man.
I know. You know what's? I think I told you this already, but from 2021 to 1991 is the same distance it is from 1991 to 1961. Isn't that insane?
You're blown away by time.
I'm blown away by time. It's like that Hannibal joke. Yeah, you got to take it one day at a time. He's like, yeah, that's how time works. Great joke.
That's a great joke, man. Dude, we haven't even done a peeve yet. We're just rolling.
Oh,
We're just
yeah.
rolling.
We're rolling. Well, this is a liquid podcast. This just
It
keeps
is.
you going. And, I heard a great joke. I had to tell you, I heard this joke.
Please.
I was scrolling through YouTube, and I was on a British comic, and he said he's talking to his wife, and she goes, "You know, a woman's work is never done." And he goes, "Yeah, I guess that's why you get paid less."
Wow.
That was right there for everybody.
Who?
I forgot his name. He's just some
Fuck.
like British nerdy guy in a suit, and
That's a great
he had
joke.
a couple of brilliant lines. Yeah, I love a
Damn.
good joke I've never heard.
Damn, that's good.
That's good, and it got like the biggest reaction, and they cut to some women, and they were like, you know,
That's
because it's a zing, but not a zing. You know, he's saying you get paid less, but he also kind of twisted it on you. It's really
That's really funny.
there's like as Ricky Gervais would say, there's like a novel in that book. I mean, in that joke.
Damn,
There's
that's
so much
great.
behind it. Yeah,
That's a great joke.
great joke. That was right there for everybody.
I hate when those are the best jokes.
Those are the best
When you're like,
jokes.
how has that not been done?
Yes, because everybody's like, oh, this happened to me, or I got a story about this. But to have a joke that was sitting there, whew.
That was there for the taking.
I know,
And he
Attell's
took
got
it.
a bunch of those.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The most.
Probably the most, yeah.
The best drinking jokes ever, probably.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of one.
Oh, I mean the Jaeger ads. There's a guy. Let's call him me.
Yeah.
He's fucking the left eye of a pumpkin. If he didn't want it, why was he smiling at me?
Oh, man, that's
There's
great.
so many lines, and it's like lyrical. That joke is like, there's like a musical element to that joke.
Definitely. What about the, I used to do drugs, but that was way over there. That's like, I didn't know you could tell a joke. That's like a whole new format to me.
Yeah, he's the best.
Wait. Oh, yeah. All right. Now
And
give me
there's the Hedberg one that everyone fucking rips off on TikTok or whatever.
Yep.
If you're on those, you're just like, I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to also. That joke has been ripped off so much.
So much. Yeah. That's the same kind of weird. I didn't know you could tell jokes like that format.
Yeah.
Still
for
do,
sure.
but I used to too. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
how did you get your brain to twist like that? You know.
I'm heroin. That's how it did it.
Good point.
Also a genius, but heroin.
And a guy who struggled like crazy. Everybody's like Hedberg, but you got to remember this guy like laid on the floor half the time. He bombed his presents. They had to sweeten it, like, and yet that presents blew up. So you never know. You never know.
Isn't that funny? That was probably a horrible night for him.
Horrible.
He bombs his special, and he's like, I'm fucking done.
I'm done. It's a lot of like Bill Burr said, my career's over after the Philly rant. He's like, I blew it, and then
Wow.
that's what popped him.
Wow.
Have I told you the Mona Lisa story?
No, yeah, you told me.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I'm
last
so
week,
fascinated
last
by
week.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
geez.
drink, so we forget. One of us will hopefully remember, guys. Sorry if we retell stories.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, Burr is. It's inspiring, man. You hit that. I mean, we've talked about this to death, but the
Yeah.
idea that Burr always says about bombing in obscurity.
I know.
killing in obscurity.
Killing that keeps
Killing
me
in
going when
obscurity.
I'm on a funny bone in the middle of in Albany. I'm like, man, that was a great set. I wish somebody could have seen
No
it.
one knows I killed tonight except these people.
Exactly. Yeah, and then it's sad when you almost wish someone videotaped you. You know, you see a
know.
guy's phone in the crowd. You're like, hey, Dick, put that away. But then after a while, you're like, I could have used that.
Can someone document that I'm doing well
Yes.
in this rural outskirt, please?
Exactly. I'm in a
Please,
strip
guys.
mall in the middle of nowhere killing, and nobody knows or cares.
Strip mall comedy.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm going to go back to my shitty Days In and jerk off and watch the Back to the Future rerun.
So funny. So this documentary came out. I haven't seen it. I hear it's great. Jessica Kirsten's doc, Hysterical.
Oh,
It's all about female comedians, but apparently I'm in it. I don't remember this.
I heard you were in it too.
I don't remember this. This is years ago, I guess, but I found out because all these articles I'd be like people like sending me, and one of them I remember this now, but I played this club years ago in Seattle, and I stayed in, when you stayed in hotels early on and you're like, oh, this is good. And then you look back and you're like, I can't believe I stayed there.
Oh,
That was
sure.
dangerous. That
Yeah.
where they put me up. That happened so much.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I remember I recommended this club and this hotel. Yeah, she's a female comic, Marina Franklin, hilarious. She's
Sure.
is a hotel good. I was like, oh, it's a great hotel, really good. And then she gets there, she's like, she called me. This is not okay. This hotel, you stayed here, and then I remember like, oh yeah, a heroin addict did pass out against the window of it.
Yes.
It was like a motel style thing. But this is how fucking beaten down I was. I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
There's a hotel,
Right.
and it was next to like a pancake house. I was like, there's food nearby.
Yeah. It's so
But I don't
true.
have to cross a highway to get to food.
Yeah, well, we came from such a shitty, open mics and broke in New York. Like, I remember one time I opened for a Schumer at Gotham, and this is when she was like starting to really pop, and it was sold out. It was a big deal. And I texted her, and I go, "Hey, there's free pizza in the green room. Like, they put a free box of pizza." And she wrote, "I'm making $50,000 this weekend." And I was like, "Oh shit!" I felt like such a loser.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but in my mind, I was like, "What a score!"
Yeah, it's hard. I still look at free food and I'm like, oh, cool. But I also,
Oh yeah,
look back at some of those hotels. I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't have. But some of those clubs, they also believe that you deserve that treatment.
right.
Where they would
Right.
be like, who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
And they'd call you a diva if you asked not to be. I remember I went back to that same club and I was like, I don't want to stay in that hotel again once I realized it. And they just wrote to my agents, pass in all caps. And I was like, all right, if that's how they want to play it, that's cool.
Wow.
And then the next day they were like, nah, you can come. I was like, we'll bring him back. And I was like, I can't believe this business. Yeah.
Well, look, I love the club Side Splitters, a great club in Tampa, one of the best clubs in the country, probably.
I'll
But
be there in June, I think.
oh,
Yeah.
there you go. That's
Yeah.
gonna be fucking great. It's
Yeah.
Florida in the summertime, but
120% capacity.
yeah, they're
It's a
adding
special
chairs.
COVID deal.
Yeah, no mask on the door. It says no mask.
You get thrown out if you wear one.
Yeah,
See someone wearing a mask going to the bathroom. What are you doing?
yeah. Well, clan hood is fine, but how many years I've done that club? 6 years in a row, 5 years in a row, whatever it is. I didn't get to get out of the condo until maybe the 4th year.
Same.
So yeah, you just got to
I
do
stayed
it.
there a couple of times as an opener too. I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the headliner.
Yeah. And they weren't happy about it.
No, the worst is when you headlined and you showed up because we're flying from New York and it was some local guy and he got the good room because he got there an hour
That
before
happened
you.
to me. I remember on my birthday one year and I was angry about it. He took the good room and I gave him shit about it and he apologized. It was funny. But
Oh,
it was-
all right.
I ended up becoming buddies with the guy too.
Oh, great. Yeah,
How sad is that? You took the good room in the Tampa condo.
I know. I know.
You took the slightly less shitty room. Hey, it was awful. It was,
Yeah.
but that club is great.
That's a great room. Great room. It's like a magical room. There's a 6 p.m. show on Saturday, and somehow that's the best
Somehow
show.
it's good.
Yeah. Killer.
Yeah, it's something about that room. I remember I did a show once and Chris Jericho, the wrestler, was there.
Wow.
And I was opening, and he was he was hammered
Yeah.
to the point that he had like a roar of a laughter to the point that I was like scared. I'm like, am I gonna get heckled by Chris Jericho?
Yeah.
Like this is like noticeably loud,
Right.
and they end up being like the nicest guy.
Florida has the weird. It's like Hulk Hogan lives in Tampa. They have all the Scientologist shit there. It's
All the wrestlers,
Yeah, it's the weirdest.
wrestlers, porn stars, and your grandma. That's who lives in Tampa.
Yeah, exactly. It's a weird place, but I kind of love the city. It's like weirdly odd and charming. It's
Yeah,
like
there's some, I mean,
eccentric.
that club also just is so good.
Yeah.
Comedy, man.
All right, I'm gonna read a peeve here. Give me a kiss,
A kiss.
just a
Give me a little
smooch.
kiss on your dick, buddy.
Ooh, perfect, right on the hole. All right, here we go. I'm gonna give you a peeve, and my peeve sucks,
All right.
but I'm still gonna give it to you. So this happened to me the other night, and it's happened to me before. You come home from the airport. I did a long weekend in Texas. The flight's at fucking 6 a.m. You get up at 5. You go to the airport. You finally get to JFK. I get in the Uber, and then the Uber brings you to my door.
Yeah.
But you go, okay, he's pulling up to the door, and you go, all right, it's right there. That's the door. And he keeps pulling up. And I go, no, that's it, right there. Oh, you passed it, And he keeps going. I'm like, stop. And he's like, oh. And he pulled up to the light and did a turn. And I'm like, you could have just stopped there. You ever had that where they just won't stop?
You sounded so frantic to me. Here, stop!
Stop!
Rape!
Yeah, fire.
No, I'm with you. I hate that shit. I hate. I just want to like when you
it's
have
minuscule.
It's
I get
minuscule, but but that's what we talk about. These are first world complaints because we live in the first world, Mark.
Yes.
You know, like, yeah, I complain about that shit, but you're tired. You've been traveling all day.
Right.
You got a rolly bag. You got your backpack. It's a lot. You're lugging more shit. You're like, dude, I'm paying you. Just please.
Yeah, like why not? When I say that door, they just keep going, and they're like, oh, okay, right here, and you're like, no, I said that 2 blocks
I
back.
fucking had it with Ubers too. I'm anti-Uber. I'm yellow cab for life, dog.
Really?
I've been yellow cab.
Yeah, you
Fuck
are
Ubers.
yellow. You have a bit about it.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
I've always been yellow cabs. Yeah, you drop. I like a world with no ratings.
Oh, the rating is in the tip.
I just don't. Yeah, exactly. But also, every once in a while, shit should suck a little bit.
Hey, I'm with you on that. Yeah, we want everything perfect.
Yeah, I don't like the Ubers, man.
You know,
they also jacked up the prices on us. I knew they'd do this.
They really did.
They were like, we're the cheap guys. We're the nice guys. We're just coming to town. You're like, all right, well, you've destroyed the yellow cab community. The medallion is now worthless.
Yes.
That's their retirement.
Yes.
You killed a fucking entire. How long have yellow cabs been around? Watch a movie from the 60s. We got yellow cabs. These people are fucked now.
Yeah. That's true.
These were our people. They were part of a city. We should have protected them in New York.
There's a Scorsese movie about it. There's no Scorsese Uber.
Uber driver. With Sybil Shepherd. He just wants to bang a 75-year-old woman. You're like, wow, he is tormented. He is.
Right. It's Al Pacino playing an Indian guy for some reason. He's
just
blind.
An Armenian Uber driver. Taxi driver.
Yeah, that's true. There's no Uber driver movie.
No.
Yeah, taxis there. I mean, the yellow cab is a staple. It's like an iconic image of New York.
It's New York. We're in a rush. Boom, I'm in.
Yeah.
You don't fucking take out an app. Here he's coming. 5 minutes.
Right.
No, you go out, you wave, you fucking get in.
I'll tell you another thing is they're screwing you on the time. Not only did the prices go up, but the time went up. You go, 3 minutes. We'll be here in 3 minutes. And then 3 minutes turns into 4, and then it turns into 6, and then it goes back down to 2, and then it goes to 4, and you're like, just give me a time.
It's like someone who doesn't know how to tell a story.
Right. They're
like,
Tarantinoing.
I thought we were fucking wrapping this up.
Right. Exactly. That's a great analogy. It's so
Dude,
true.
I was always yellow cab. I like the idea. I just like the idea of like, I have a bit about this, how it felt like a marriage. And you feel it's like a single relation. LA Ubers are the worst though.
Oh yeah. Because that's everything out there. We have at least the yellow cab alternative. They're all Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always rent a car in LA. That's like.
I wish I could drive.
I could teach. That'd be a great episode. We'll drink and drive.
We get pulled over. It's for a podcast.
Yeah. Look at the cameras.
It's for a podcast.
Yeah.
Instead of carpool karaoke, we do. Maybe we get a crew.
That's pretty good.
We should, us singing.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's just Bob Seger, full blast, and we're driving in the park. We'll do it in the parking lot. We'll keep it
same.
Upstart.com. We're doing the ads. Yeah.
You just blown into a breathalyzer like a rock.
Yeah, that's not bad. I can teach you to drive. Could be fun.
I got a license, but I'm trash.
How did you pass?
I fucking sweet talked the driver, dude.
There you go.
It took me. I failed twice, and the third time, I was like, "Please don't fail me. I've failed twice." And she was like, she laughed when I said it, and I was like, "Ooh, I think I'm in."
Oh man!
And I definitely was not great, but I got in.
That is the most New York thing of all time: is failing a driver's test, but sweet talking your way in.
Yeah, I was like, "Listen, Toots, I need this."
Yeah, I got 2 tickets to Hamilton.
Oh, you think it was that recent? Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah, good point.
I got 2 tickets to fucking Tommy on Broadway.
Oh wow,
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Maybe Book of Mormon era.
Book of Mormon, maybe. Never saw it.
Never saw it either.
We should see it, man.
Well, my parents loved it, and I was like,
Dude, it's fucking Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Yeah, they're geniuses.
They're genius. South Park movies, top 5 movies ever.
Oh, dude.
For me, we talk about comedies, it's top 5. Harry, it's top 5, right?
Yeah.
Top 5.
Are you talking about, what about Team America? That wasn't bad either.
Great, but Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, man.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
true.
I love it, but Bigger, Longer, and Uncut's on another level.
They are like an old kind of relic of what comedy used to be. Just that like balls to the wall, crazy shit, a kid's dying, the sex jokes, there's a poop guy.
They're
like,
uncancelable.
Yeah, they really are.
They're too good. And I mean, shit. Yeah, I just like, they were like two of the only people I'd be scared to meet because I like them so much
True.
that I'm scared they were just like, I don't like you or something.
Yeah.
But I love people shit on basketball. I love basketball.
I love basketball.
I love that movie.
Love basketball.
That's a underrated comedy.
Yeah,
David Zucker.
Yeah, little bitch.
Little bitch, squeak little bitch Scolari.
Yeah.
If you rip me 13 to 14 more times, I'm out of here, man. It's gold.
I call it the Simpsons theory. The dumb people like it and the smart people like it.
Yes.
And that's the ultimate kind of comedy. Like Simpsons,
Yes.
it's a fat guy falling, and he's eating donuts, it's funny, but the jokes are so well written, so subtle. It's the way you want to be. Like Brian Regan is like that. You know, it's just dumb people love Brian Regan because he's funny and goofy, but the writing is good too.
All right, this leads well into my rec. Can I hit my rec?
Hit me. Wait, I never heard your peeve though, did I?
All right, let me do a peeve first.
Okay.
First off, I did a show. Okay, I did a show last night. This is a comedy peeve, but it's a peeve nonetheless. Just garbage people, man.
Okay.
So I'm doing a show in Sheba's room in Midtown, and it's a good setup. I like the room.
It's solid.
It's cool, and Sheba's so freaking nice
Very
about
nice.
it. Like, so cool about it. I go up, and this woman just ordering food so loudly with her boyfriend to the point that I'm like, hey, I politely say, hey, do you just mind? It's very loud.
Uh-oh.
Which I hate that I have to even say. It's so
it's
so disrespectful. And then I realize once you're saying this, you have no respect in the room. So I know if it doesn't stop, I got to get off.
Right.
And I never walk off stage, but it's got a point now where I'm like, if I don't see that I can win, I'm just not doing it. I'm there to work on new jokes. So if there's no way that this is going to work, why am I doing it?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I give it a few more jokes. Now she's talking louder to mock me.
Oh.
So, and no one's doing anything. And the crowd's annoyed. I can tell they're annoyed. And I say, hey, cut it out. I'm being nice about this. And she goes, yeah, I'm going to order food. So how about that?
Wow.
I was like, I'm like, who raised you? What kind of human being are you?
I know.
You know, like, this is our dream. This is like, we love this, and you're fucking with our dream.
Well, not just that, you showed up. This is what it is. So,
This is what it is.
you have to comply or get out.
Garbage person. So I just say, you know what? It's not really the right night for me. So I gave it a few minutes, and I was like, I'm going to get off. And people were like, no, don't get off. And I was like, no, I'm going to get off. Get off. And I see Tom McCaffrey, our friend there, and he goes, yeah, you made the right choice. That wasn't going to get better. That was horrible. The crowd starts booing them. Our boy Chris Murphy, who I love,
Love
old
Murph
school,
Dog,
was there one night when I got spat on stage.
Wow,
and
I'm seeing a trend here.
Yeah, this guy's bad luck. That's the trend.
Yeah.
No, but I get off. I was a kid when I got spat on, but like, I get off, and he was like, the crowd starts booing these two people. And I was like, oh, good.
Yeah,
I didn't think I had earned enough goodwill.
That's great.
On stage.
I love that.
Because we're spoiled on the road.
Sure.
On the road, it's like a lot of those people are there for us. We're the name on the thing. When you're on a bar show, there's like 10 comics.
Yeah. There's no trust.
No trust. We haven't earned the respect on stage. But also, if I don't have respect, I can't perform.
Of course.
So I'm not a fucking substitute teacher. I'm a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
So they start booing them, and they get kicked out.
Oh,
and then I'm like, all right, I'm going back up. So I go back up, and they were good. They were really, I had to open with how great would it be if I fucking bombed now?
Wow, that's a happy ending, which is rare.
Happy ending, yeah.
That is great.
It was
the good guy won.
Good guy won. Yeah, but that's a peeve for sure.
Because I mean, how many gigs have you been on where the feature is on and we're on the road and you're like, hey, you got to keep an eye on this dude. He's throwing fries at the stage or whatever, and they're like, he bought fries. You're like, come on, man. Because I know they want the fry money, but like, I'm also a human being with feelings and whatnot,
He bought fries.
Because they just want the food money, and you're just like a guy on
That's
stage.
a bad club.
That's
doesn't
a bad
protect
club.
The acts. Yeah, no, I mean, Chris was there when I got spat on. I was a kid, and Broadway Comedy Club was working the door. They'd throw you up sometimes.
I was drinking when that happened, by the way.
Were you?
No, I'm joking that I was the one who spat on it. That was a joke. I didn't make it clear enough. But yeah, so what happened? What did you say to get spit on?
I just was getting heckled, and I was just kind of like, oh, this ain't gonna get better. So I just kind of went at him. He went at me. You try to diffuse it peacefully. He gets up, and I hear, and I'm like, here we go.
And nothing good comes after.
Nails me in the chest.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then he goes, I'm waiting outside for you. I'm like, oh boy. So
big gentleman.
he was scary enough.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
well,
clearly he's got more. I think I got more to lose if he's standing up. This, So I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna. So I'm there, and you can't get the crowd back at that point. They pity you.
yeah.
They just watch you get spat on.
Oh, you're killing me. This is so sad.
Brutal, yeah.
Whew.
I remember that night being like, oh, that wasn't good. But
Oh, I'm sorry, man. That is. I watched my dad get spit on once by a bunch of teenagers, and it ruined my life for like 2 weeks.
really,
It was so traumatizing because he's like my dad. He's in a suit. I was a little kid, and it was like a racial thing. And
he's
we
got to
got
get better at crowd work.
yeah. He had some hack stuff, and he deserved it. But it was like a classic New Orleans night. We got off the streetcar, and there was like some teenager hoodlum types, and they were making jokes, and he was like, hey, what are you gonna do, whatever. And then he's got a briefcase and a suit on, and we get off, and they stuck the head out the window and spat on him. He was like, okay, all right, and I was like,
No, he did the right thing.
I couldn't believe somebody could be that mean to somebody who they don't know and who I like. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's because you only watch MSNBC.
Good point. But yeah,
Anyway,
reality.
let me tell you my rec, because I feel good about this one. I haven't even
Please.
finished it yet, but I'm 2 episodes down out of 3. PBS Hemingway doc.
Whoa!
Are you
I've never
watching
heard
it?
of this.
It just came out. Ken Burns. It is insane,
This
dude.
is right up my anal. I love PBS doc. I love Hemingway.
I love it.
Oh my god, I can't. I'm gonna watch this tonight.
It's so you too. It's like because you were talking about the smart people get it, the stupid people get it, everyone
Right.
gets it. That's Hemingway.
Right.
Anyone gets Hemingway. It's those succinct sentences. He gets it across. It is perfect.
Wow.
And his life is so tragic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, anyone who knows Hemingway knows it ends in suicide, but like his dad commits suicide.
Right.
His mom was a bitch.
Right.
There's one part where his mom writes him this long note about it's this long note to just telling him like this after he comes back from the war, by the way, so he's already fucked up.
Yeah.
And she writes him this long note, if relationships were a bank, all you would do is withdraw.
Woo.
And part of me is like, what a bitch. And the other part is like, it's well written though.
Well
You can see where he
written.
gets it,
Yeah.
It's well done.
That was eloquent. All right, Mom.
But yeah, it really is incredible. And the affairs and every marriage, like literally just starts fucking a new woman while he's married every time.
Wow.
And it's like, I want to marry you. And,
Yeah.
then his wife would be like, I mean, you've got kids already. And he's like, I want to be. And it's kind of cool to me. I mean, that's not cool. But what's cool to me is that he just kept going back to these horrible places. Like Spain during the war. And,
Right.
And he needed that level of excitement. The other part of me that blows my mind is like how I think about this a lot as comics, like the myth versus the man.
I think about that all the time.
Right?
Because all you hear about is the partying and the cool stuff and the living in Paris and all that, but the hangovers and the sadness and the crying, because every rise has a crash.
Yes.
It's like a roller coaster, and you never really hear about the crash. So when you hear these documentaries, you're like, oh, there it is. You get to see it.
Not just that, but it fucking ruins you. Like you hang out, you want to hang out with I think he felt that he had to become this myth. So that
Yes.
fucks him up as a human too.
Yes.
Like once you become that, he was so big
Wow.
that you feel like you have to be that guy, and then
Right.
you lose the charm that people originally fell in love with. Like everyone hated his first person stories.
Yes.
Because it's more when there's a little distance in the third person. It's almost like a bit where we take like certain liberties to make the bit work.
Yes.
When it's too much in the first person, it's too much of you.
I
You need a
completely
little
agree.
bit of the middle.
Yes. And I think a lot of comedy is missing that middle. They're just like me, confession.
Yes.
And you're like, I know, but this won't work in Denver. Like you gotta
Exactly.
It's not Brooklyn everywhere. So I completely agree, and that's fascinating. I can't wait to watch.
You're gonna love it, dude.
Oh boy, all right. So true about the man and the myth. I had a good run like 7 years ago of like a lot of sex, a lot of partying, a lot of comedy, a lot of travel, and all that.
Well, I'm glad you're not traveling or drinking anymore.
Well, but you remember that run I had? But there was a lot of sad nights too.
Oh, dude.
I never told anybody about those, but it's
You
part
told
of
me
it.
occasionally, right?
I told you occasionally, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to let too much out because I wanted that kind of ethos cooking too. I wanted a little bit of of a brand going, but there was a lot of sadness.
Brand? What are you talking about?
But it's how everything works.
You're calling your agent. I got a new scoop here. I'm working on my brand. What's the brand? I've been fucking a lot and drinking too much. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this sells really.
Well, I would show up to gigs in the middle of like North Carolina. They'd be like, "We've heard about you, buddy. Woo wee!" And they'd pull out a daiquiri machine that had dust on it, and I was like, "Here we go, baby!" And I had to live up to it. And I think I learned real quick that there's a real dark side to look at Madoff. I mean, he was on top of the world at one point. Epstein on top of the world.
You just drank too much. Why are you comparing yourself to
No, I'm
Epstein?
just
What the hell's
saying.
going on?
That guy was living the dream for him. That was his dream, and he made it. And then, of course, the crash. That's
Such
gonna
a funny
be
way to
crash.
describe Epstein, though. He's on a sex island with minors, like living the dream, guys.
But it makes you realize: can you do it?
Yeah.
Can you go to your top and be what you want to be and all that shit without the downfall?
Well, there's a selfishness in what we do, and there's like I think of like the writers, like Hemingway was living in Cuba, where there's peace, and like he needed that. He needed the peace to write, but he needed the craziness to be inspired. And I think with stand-ups, we need to be in constant motion. That's why this pandemic's been hell for us. So we need this motion to write, but then it is a selfish pursuit ultimately. It is hard to have stability at home, and we crave stability at home because we're on the road all the time.
Yeah.
But we have to be on the road to write. Like we're not going to be good if we're not doing the road at this.
Totally, 100%. Man, but maybe that's why comics don't. A lot of comics, I don't know. There's 5 who keep being great. Most of them, are amazing and have a good album. Second album solid. Third album, fourth album shit.
Yeah.
And you go, what happened there? I think
they found happiness.
Yeah. But you need a balance. You need a balance. Up and down, up and down. And
I sometimes find happiness, and then I feel like where's the material?
Yeah.
Which is a really unhealthy outlook.
It is.
But I do.
But the material makes you happy. So it is a balance. The sad shit is happening.
You see me if I go through a breakup and you're like, man, I like your new jokes.
Yeah.
Right? Like, or if I see you and you're going through some shit, I'm like, man. But I do think we can have it. I do think there is a way to have it all. I just think we haven't found it yet.
I think there is. Yeah. It's finding, you want to be up here and you don't want to be down here, but you just got to stay kind of up and down, up and down, up and down in the middle. It's doable. And there's some, because you can't have the sun without the rain or whatever the fuck it is. So you have to have a little bit of sadness. We're trying to have this perfect life and we're trying to live everything perfectly, but that's actually making you sadder. If everything is a 10 and nothing's a 10.
Yeah.
So
you need something to compare it to. That's another thing. I don't want to give too much away from this doc, but I loved it so much that he has an affair with I don't know why her name. Hemingway and Mathorn, what's her name? I wrote it down. God, she's like the writer that he felt. I wrote her name down.
All I know is I went to Club
Martha Gellthorne.
Oh, Gellthorne, yeah.
Yeah, so he has an affair with her, and it's like they're great when they're in the war together, but then once they get a house, it's trash. And I'm like, is there never? That's so. He just believed also like, all right, so they're in a house together. It doesn't work. They're in a war. It works. There's something fucking hilarious about that.
Well, that's very you. Well, you like a little adventure. Or
I like
an
adventure. I like an adventure.
Yeah.
I'm an adventurer.
Same. We're the same.
But also, he believed, and there's unfortunately, I think, an inkling of truth to this, that the nicer a woman is to you, the quicker you're bored, basically.
Yes.
If someone's too nice, you're kind of like it all goes back to that Groucho joke.
Yeah.
Right?
Great joke.
I wouldn't want to be a member of any club that would have me, basically.
Yes, exactly.
So
genius.
So you're kind of like, you're accepting me. I'm good.
Right. It's so true. And that's a very comic way to live.
Yeah, it is funny.
Man, my wreck sucks.
What's your wreck?
Compared to that, I mean, that
You're
opened
like
a whole...
Squidbillies. I like...
Salute Your Shorts. It was on Nickelodeon. Now, I watched the WeWork doc, which it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it is the guy who swindled everybody is this like, it's the same archetype of Firefest guy, Billy McFarlane. What's the other guy? The Thomas and what's the Dale? The Dale with the trans woman.
I like that one a lot.
Same thing. That this confident person coming in.
That's a great HBO doc.
Great HBO doc. Duplass brothers from New Orleans. But yeah, So it's the same person, like this tall, good-looking, charismatic, confident guy who knew nothing but would just charm the pants off you, big smile, and he got everybody's money, and he got out right before the pandemic, and then they found out he was full of shit, but it was too late because he made billions. And
It's
he
so
got out of
fascinating.
it.
It's not just being like, it's just playing the right part.
It really is.
Theranos, Elizabeth
Yeah,
Holmes.
that's another one.
I mean, it's
Same
like
shit.
she just showed up looking like Steve Jobs. And I'm like, well, she must know what she's talking about. She's wearing a turtleneck.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's incredible how you just show up looking the part. And that's enough. Like confidence goes, which scares me because I'm like,
I know.
You know.
And then you're like, who swindled me? But
then,
it
like
works.
we're not those dudes in meetings. We're kind of like a little more like. So then you're thinking like, well, is that the good investor?
Right.
The guy who just shows up like, look, I'm fucking, my suit doesn't fit right. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Then the guy who's trash shows up like, I got you guys.
Exactly.
I know you.
And that's the guy who sells, and we don't.
Yeah.
We're here in a furniture studio. No offense.
This is a great
This is
studio.
great studio.
No, I love this, man. This feels right.
This feels
And
really
we might
good.
have our first guest next week, which could be very exciting. It'll be a surprise. But
And yeah, it's a good one.
it's a goodie.
Yeah. But the other doc is this art. There's a thing on Netflix about stealing arttalk from the Boston Museum.
I hear it's great.
It's pretty great,
I
yeah.
hear it's great. My mom was a part of this like art theft.
What?
Yeah, and I'll talk about it another time.
Oh,
but yeah,
boy.
but
Tease.
my mom's an artist. But it's
What? I never knew that.
Are you serious?
I didn't know, like,
Absolutely.
painting
I've
or-
showed you the paintings of hers. Absolutely.
Man, when I was hooking up with her, she never mentioned. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not gonna yes and you banging my mom, Mark. That's not a yes and improv that flies you.
I'm gonna try that at improv shows. Your mom. Where should I be inside? Your mom. Okay.
No. Yeah, very crazy. I heard this doc is great.
It's good. It's well done, and you think it's gonna be these James Bond. I don't want to give anything away, but it's like these two mooks, and it's fucking great.
I love it.
All right, but hey, what on email us, hit us up, send us your peeves, your wrecks, your drinks, whatever you like at we
And-
might
and
be
a
drunk
joke.
pod.
And also, we might be drunkpod@gmail.com and hit up the Patreon, patreon.com/ is it we might be drunk on Patreon? We might be drunk pod on Patreon, patreon.com/ we might be drunk pod. And should we do a quick bit or what?
Oh yeah.
Or should we do
yeah.
it? We should do it, right?
I guess so. Yeah. Mine is quick.
I got nothing. I got a quick one maybe.
Okay. Girlfriend caught me she's looking over my shoulder, and I'm looking at like Instagram models. You know, for some reason, if you push the search button on my Instagram, it just puts up beautiful women with huge jugs and fat asses.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Wonder how that algorithm figured that out.
I know, it's that and
So
Seinfeld
weird.
bits.
Sounds like it doesn't know you at all,
I
man. What
know.
the fuck?
So I pulled that up, and I wasn't even scrolling through. It was just up. And then she was like, oh, what are you looking at? And I was like, oh, don't worry about that. Ha ha. And she's like, you know, those women, no women look like that. And I was like, yeah, that's why it's good. Like, that's why we're looking at it, because all the rest of you look normal. This is like exceptional. That's the whole point of being a model. So that's something with that, maybe.
That's funny. Yeah, this is Jessica Rabbit level shit.
Right. I mean, it's a Ferrari. Like, it's like saying, look, these are all Hondas out here. This is what normal cars are. Like, that's why I'm not looking at the Hondas. I'm looking at the Ferraris.
Yeah, that
That's a
Ferrari
bit.
is unattainable. That's why I'm looking.
Yes, exactly.
I just want to know what it looks like.
Right. Yeah.
Haven't had a chance to drive one, but if someone offered me,
Yeah.
I'd pop in.
I'll do a test. Sure.
Do a test.
Yeah. See how big the trunk is. Pop the hood. But yeah.
Shoot some motor oil all over your tits. Now, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. It'll be a quick one like that. But the whole
I'll
point
do
is
a quick one too then if you're doing a quick one.
All
'Cause
right.
It just popped into my head.
Oh,
'Cause
great.
It's an old idea I never tried on stage, but I think there's something here. So I'm on the subway and it's kind of packed, you know, and this woman goes, you know, in my day, a man would give his seat to a woman. And I said, well, you know, I'm very progressive.
That's perfect.
Quick one. All right,
That
I'll
feels
try that tonight.
Stage, and there's a lot behind that too. Like, do you want chivalry or do you not want chivalry? You know,
Something there. We'll give it a shot.
definitely.
Thanks for listening, guys. I think we got a studio now, so hopefully we keep rolling here and tell your friends about the pod. This was fun in person. It's a better vibe, I think.
A person is better. People like it better. It feels better. The drinks are flowing.
I got a
wearing
nice
pants.
little. This is good bourbon right here.
Great bourbon. Thank you, sir. Good choice. But we got to mix it up next week, so we'll see what
Phineas,
happens.
thank you, brother. And keep And look, if you got, I'm excited for the liquor that we're gonna make.
Yes.
That's gonna be fun. We
We
got
need
our
a-
own bourbon.
We need a name, and we need our own cocktail. But we'll get there.
We got to think about it. I mean, I think we do a version of the Old Pal because it's underrepresented.
I like that, and we're old pals.
We're Old Pals.
So it's perfect, but we need a name for the liquor. We'll come up with something. We got a few ideas. What is it? Late show or hell gig? I can't remember it, but
something about Old Pals is kind of fun.
yeah. All right. We'll figure
We'll
it out.
figure it out.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.